Hello, my name is Yadrissa and welcome to my channel. I apologize for not creating my intro. I forgot to create my intro before I took off this makeup look basically. So I am doing it now. And right now I am just going to get straight into the makeup look. I did start off with one eye done already because this was a trial and error. This was my first time trying it, and I did the other eye first so I can get a kind of like an idea of how I wanted to do it and how it was going to look. So that's why I started off with one eye, and I think it makes it a little bit easier also, that and it makes the video not so long also. So what I'm doing now is I put concealer over my eyelid space, and I'm going to be using a concealer as my primer. I do not prime my eyelids before I apply eyeshadow. I just use the LA Girl Pro in the color Warm Honey, so that is what I'm using on my eyelid space. I use the LA Girl Pro as my primer, and then I'm going to go in, as you see, with my brown eyeshadow, and I'm using the brown eyeshadow from the Morphe palette, and the palette that I am going to be using today is a 350 palette. So as you can see by the title, that I'm going to be trying to recreate a Louis Vuitton print on my eyelids. So this is my inspired makeup look. Is by Louis Vuitton, and I'm going to try to draw that Louis Vuitton print on my eyelid space. I thought that this look would be really cute, so I just wanted to try to create this, which is why I did go and try to do one eye first, and then so I can get a little bit of feel of how I was going to try to recreate this on such a small space on my eyelid. So what I am doing is I am going in with that same concealer from LA Girl Pro, and I am using this detail brush, and this is not a makeup brush. This is a brush that I had ordered off of Amazon. This is a regular paint brush, but I like this brush because it has a really pointy end, and I can really get really detailed and into small places with the tip of this brush. It's very detailed, and it gives me a lot more control than having a bigger brush and trying to draw something so small on a small space basically. So I'm going to try to do the same thing that I did on the other eye, and I'm going to be trying to just create the Louis Vuitton pattern. See, I make my shape first, and then I go in with that concealer, and I'm going to just be filling it in with the other girl concealer. Just going to be filling that middle part in, and I did go in and made it a little bit too small than where I wanted it to be, so that's why you see me trying to make this a little bit wider, trying to make it bigger by extending those ends and just making it wider, making it longer. Throughout the video you may see me going back and forth and going back over this print, because I feel like once this product starts to settle in, it starts to blend in with your skin tone, and you can't really see what you was trying to create. So I wish I would have known to use a concealer that was a little bit lighter. So next time when I'm trying to do another makeup look, I would try to use a concealer that is a lot more lighter than my skin tone, so that it will be able to stand out more against the brown eyeshadow that I have underneath this concealer. So I'm trying to create that first letter, because you know there's a L and there's a V. I created the L, I drew the L, and now I'm trying to make that V, and I'm trying to do it as neat as possible. But I did find this challenging because it's hard to see and it's hard to draw, and this brush, I wish I would have had a brush that was a little bit smaller than this one, as far as the tip of the brush, to give me a little bit more control, so it won't so I have more control and be able to control that product more on my eyelid space. So I'm trying to just keep my eye closed as I'm drawing on the pattern, and I am just going in with some setting powder and just setting that in place. I'm just tapping that over my forehead also, because I do have I have oily skin. Well, basically in my T-zone is very oily, so you'll see throughout the videos of mine. If you continue to watch, I hope you do. I am an early girl, so I may keep going in with some powder just to try to control the oil and keep it at a minimum. This side that I started with first, it did get smudged because after I created the LV and the pattern on this eyelid, I did not set it with the setting powder, so it did smudge when I started to open my eye and close my eye and move my eye around. It did smudge a lot, so I was just trying to go back in and then trying to just fix those lines up and try to draw it over so you can see what I was trying to do and it doesn't look like just a whole bunch of mess on my eyelids. So I just put the powder over both sides. I am satisfied with this eye look that I have done, and I am just going to go in with some foundation, and I'm not going to be doing any spot concealing because I do have some dark spots from pimples. I'm not going to be doing that right now because it was pretty late and I was tired. Honestly, I was tired and I didn't feel like doing all of that. The foundation that I'm going to be using is the Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm going to be using it in the shade 355 Coconut. That's the shade I'm going to be using, and I'm just blending this all over my face basically. And I'm just going to go in and set it. I'm going to set it with the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. That's the powder that I'm using to set my foundation into place. I did not want to go too crazy with the foundation, with the highlight and contour. I just wanted to put it all together, so I didn't want to just leave the eyelid space just like that, just with the pattern alone. So I thought I'd just put on a little bit of foundation. Even though this Fit Me is not full coverage, you can see some of my spots and my dark marks underneath my eyes, which are you know, hereditary. It's dark there, long story short, and sometimes I try to conceal that, but I just didn't feel like it in this video. But I did want to give you guys a full look. So what I'm doing is I'm going in with my lip pencil now, and this is from NK lip pencil. I got this from my local beauty supply store, and I paid about $2 for this pencil. So I'm just going to be outlining my lips, and then after I outline my lips, I am going to be just filling the whole lip in with this pencil. So I just wanted this to be a brown lip combination. I just go over with my clear lip gloss. This is the final look. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe.